Nice to meet you.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, my name is Kevin Jones. I've been in the telecom industry for about 20 years. I've worked in all facets, from analyst to manager to engineer. I'm the type of person that enjoys completing tasks, being successful at a job, meeting goals and expectations, or exceeding goals and expectations. I like to achieve everything that I set out to do. I like to be a visionary and be more than what's expected from the company. I always like to leave a company, if I need to leave, with them feeling that I did the best job possible.
Tell me about your past work experience.
About my past work experience, I have done so much, worked so many great jobs that it's kind of tough. I mean, I'll summarize it as I'm an Avaya engineer. I was originally certified as an Avaya engineer over 15 years ago. I've worked for companies like Citigroup, Bank of America, MBNA, EDS, Provident Bank, which is now M&T, Total Healthcare, a lot of Fortune 500 firms. I currently work for CompuCom, all in the telecom arena. I worked for, in the management arena, I worked for Hanover Direct, which at the time was the largest fulfillment company in the world. And I was their central site operations manager over call centers, because that's truly my background in understanding telecom from a call center perspective. So that's, what I've done. My goal has usually been to come to update, improve, upgrade, or just making the environment more efficient and effective. So that's pretty much the summary of all of what I've really done over the last 15 years.
Describe a time when you worked well on a team.
Working well as a team is interesting because in telecom, it tends to be individual tasks. You have a job that you've set out to do and you just got to do it. But as a team, sometimes it's not about a particular incident. It's about the wellness of a group. I'm going to take a situation which is very recent, but I work for a company and what we do is support the Walmart retail stores for telecom. There are 5,000 stores. Our job is to support all of the telecom for all 5,000 retail stores. And in my group, it's only 5 of us. As a team, what we have to do is put together and come up with a plan that we can be effective at managing those stores, where everyone becomes a subject matter expert. Everyone becomes creatively directing what they need to do. They need to be, responsible and accountable for something. Excuse me. So in that situation, what I've done is, from a team perspective, I've worked with each individual to say, hey, what do you want to be responsible for? What do you want to achieve? And I've done the same for myself. Where do you want to end up in this role? And what we've done is put together a chart that says, hey, this person is accountable for this person is accountable for this. I'm accountable for my own task, which is the cleanup of what everyone else does. As a team, we work together so nothing falls through the gaps. And it's been pretty difficult because we aren't given a lot of direction through management. It's really left up to 5 gentlemen to really come up with a plan and a process to make it work. And we have done that. And it's been difficult because we don't have direction. So it takes it upon us as a team to be visionaries, to be directly influential in the process, the standard operating procedures of our group, along with how we maintain all of our Walmart stores.
Tell me about a time when you had to go above and beyond the call of duty.
Going above and beyond the call of duty is kind of what I set out to do all of the time. I always looked for a way that I can benefit my company. For instance, I'm a big guy on policy and procedure. So in many organizations, what I will do is just go in and take it upon myself to go above and beyond, to actually focus on what needs to be done and find the holes in the system and say, okay, we recognize that these are the holes in our system. What can I do? I know it's outside of my scope of work, but what can I do to better the process, better what I'm doing? Everybody says, oh, how you work 8 hours a day? Well, I'm used to working 12 hours a day. And I will take those additional hours to actually do things that may not be in my job title, may not be in my job description, but will benefit the job in the long term. I believe in working smarter, not harder. So if it takes a little extra time in the beginning to do that, I do it. So that in the long run, not only is my job better, but the organization as a whole is
Tell me
is
about
much
a
better.
time when you worked effectively under pressure. Give me an example of a time when
Working
you showed initiative.
hard under pressure. Well, telecom is an under pressure job. Everything I do is under pressure because normally they don't call you unless something is broke. And I will say, I remember when we went through the MBNA Bank of America conversion, and I was responsible for the CEO's office on 59th Street in New York. And I mean, if you're familiar with the CEO, of the companies, Al Lerner, Ken, sorry, his last name behooves me at the moment, but I mean, it was, hey, you need to get on this now. I mean, I remember jumping in my car, driving from Maryland to New York. I had 3 hours, so I had to pretty much speed to get up there to shut down a system that they said if it wasn't shut down by the day that they would have to pay this enormous fee in the tens of thousands of dollars. And just being under the gun and doing it. That's just who I am though. So I mean, when you speak of doing stuff under pressure, I do everything under pressure. I mean, I live for pressure. I don't like when it's mundane every day. I like actually being under the gun, ready to jump into action, ready to be successful, having a goal. So, I mean, that was a big thing for me because I went up there to do a job. I had no clue what it actually entailed. It was just, hey, you got to get it done, got to get it done. And that inspired me, motivated me to complete something like that. And I mean, literally within 5 hours, I had gotten to New York. The hardest part probably was parking, but I got to New York. I shut down the system, inventoried the system, and actually showed them ways that they can actually take the equipment that I was removing from the building and reutilize it. So not only did I do what they asked, but gave them the opportunity to actually benefit financially from the situation. So, I mean, I thought that was a little intense, but I enjoyed it.
Give me an example of a time when you showed initiative.
Initiative for me is just a role as a manager. You actually, even if your title is as a manager, you have to step in front of a situation. To me, taking the initiative is actually just being proactive. I'm a proactive individual. I don't wait for somebody to ask me to do something. If I see it needs to be done, I do it. I'll give you a good example. Back when I was at Provident Bank, I was on the new branch implementation team, and I was able to initiate a new protocol for installation of not just telecom, but security systems, hardware in general, that cut down the transition time by 4 days. The reason I did that is because in my own job, I came in and I realized that I would go in for a meeting to go over the schematics, the E1 page of the architecture, and then I would have to wait so long in order to order my equipment. So what I did was I just took the initiative to say, okay, let's come to this meeting with the options for equipment so that at the end of the meeting, we could actually create a process that the ordering would take place immediately so that in the long run, as soon as possible, we could start getting some of the network infrastructure equipment installed so we didn't have such a delayed process. At the time, I was unaware of the savings that it was for the bank, but I actually received an award that said that they saved a bundle of money, but I can't tell you exactly how much it was. But that's just my goal as far as pertains to work, just to take the initiative, not wait for people to tell me to do something.
Is there anything else you would like us to know about you?
Anything I would like you to know about me is probably that I am a dedicated employee. I'm the type of guy that legitimately will step up to any challenge. I will be accountable, responsible, and I will be the type of individual that will be the do type person. Some people are visionaries, excuse me, come up with plans, but they aren't doers. I consider myself both. Not only do I come up with ideas that influence and affect the position and company, but I actually will put it to work. I will actually do it, and hopefully become a successful part of the whole implementation process and part of a stable and sound organization model. So I'm just that type of guy that set forth to make change, and I like the whole concept of being a change maker, change leader, if I can say so. I'm a change leadership coach through a program with Cornell University, and I've stuck by that for many years. It's all about change because as people, we are changing and growing, and you have to be at the forefront of that. Thank you. You have a great day.